be the functions of storekeeper? Okay. So the functions of the storekeeper will be identification of all the materials. First, you have to identify, no, as and when the inventory is coming, and then he has to maintain a receipt of the incoming goods. Then inspection of all receipts. Storage has to be done. Storage and preservation has to be done. Material handling, packing, maintenance of all those stock records has to be maintained, and any issue in the sense whenever any other department requests, no, it has to be issued and the dispatch has to be done, and the store will have an accounting, inventory control, stock taking has to be done, and salvaging is like, no, whatever you don't want, like, no, you have to give it for scrap. Okay, so these will be the some of the functions which a storekeeper in an organization will be doing. So this is one aspect, and after that we will also be talking about what will be the responsibility. See, it will be almost the same only, like they have to receive the goods. Once when you receive it, like, no, you have to find out, like, no, from which vendor it has come, like, no, you any requirement in terms of unloading operations that has to be carried out, and then the numbers or, like, no, the quantity, the quality, all has to be verified. And there is something called as goods inward register. Goods inward register will be uh, goods inward register will be your whatever is coming in, you will take a note of it. Okay, so that is called as the goods inward register. And complete any vendor, if they have sent some, like, no, challan or acknowledgement receipt, something that has to be signed. And any goods rejection memo, if you have to give, suppose if you feel that the goods is unfit and you have to return it back, that has to be given back. And send goods to stores and other documents if you want anything to respective departments. Okay, so that also has to be there. Then the store's office, you also have to maintain. Okay, in the store's office, like, no, all has to be in proper working condition. The housekeeping in the store's office has to be done, and we call them as bin cards. Bin cards is like as and when they come in, you make an entry and keep it. No, that bin cards, if necessary, that has to be renewed. So all this store's office maintenance will also be taken care by the storekeeper. Okay, and next one is the store location. What will be the store location? Store location is like, you know, where you have to have the store. Sometimes the stores where it should be accessible, where it has to be present. So that is where the store location comes in. Yeah? Sometimes, like, no, uh, it's especially in a manufacturing company, like, no, it is based on, like, where the store department has to be there. Suppose it is to be very closer to the manufacturing place, or what has to be done. And centralized and decentralized stores, that also has to be identified. Okay, what will be a centralized store or a decentralized store? Anybody else? What will be a centralized and decentralized store? Anybody? In general, if you take a centralized store, for example, whichever, wherever, say for example, it depends upon the company. Suppose if the branches are away or also, like, you have to get only from one centralized location. But whereas if you take a decentralized store is inside near each every office or somewhere, you will have like where you can collect your stored materials. So there are some principles which is being followed to have your store locations. So you will see those principles. economy in cost of transportation. That is very important, right? Because if your store location is quite in a far distant place, or if it is not visible or something like that, then in that case, in that case, the cost of transportation will increase, right? So the store location is a place like where the cost works out to be very low. Next is you must be able to approachability by rail or road transport. That also has to be there. Where you should have an efficient service. Why do we need an efficient services? See, generally, it is raw material store or any things has to be located near to the shops, like wherever your operations are going to be carried out. Suppose if it is like it's in very if it requires a lot of time to take it from the store and to bring it to the places, especially suppose if it's a tools and supplies that is required, that has to be very close to the production shop. We cannot have it somewhere in a store which is very far by and probably and then look for it. Okay. Next is reduced fire risk should be there. Okay. So that is also one of your principle for good store location. Safety and security has to be maintained, and minimization of risk of spoilage and deterioration. So the risks will should be less. And suppose if you want to expand it further, like you want to have, say suddenly there is one material which is more in demand, and so you want to buy more or something like that. In that case, the flexibility has to be there. So these are all few factors or points like which you have to always think about it when you are going to have a good store location and so this approaches can be different approaches which you can have. Okay. So the approaches to store location. One will be your fixed location. Second is your random location, and third one is your zonal location. Like fixed location is on the basis of the supplier or you can have it based on similarity of items. Similarity of items is like something like if you have your tools and some raw material supplies and all that has to be near to your production shop. So that is your fixed location. Suppose if you take similarity of items or depending on frequency, suppose if you require some materials very frequently, often, again and again, in those cases also you will require a fixed location. The second one is your random location. Random location is wherever your place is available, that where you can maintain it. Zonal location is something like depend on three zones they will divide. One is for bulk stock, second is for reserve stock, and third one is for indirect material. Bulk stock, something which you require in huge in quantity. Reserve stock is which you have as and when it is required, on a safety reasons, suddenly if you go out of buffer, in those cases you will go and buy. And something like your indirect materials, like your any spares like consumables, so those things will be your or zonal location. Okay. So there is something called as location coding also. Location coding where every material is available, right? That is important, right? Because you may have it in a fixed location, random location, or in a zonal location. So in those cases, location coding is required. So location coding, where like we have big godowns and all those are all located at different places. So in those cases, what you will happen is like you must be able to find out uh, in which warehouses, in where it is being maintained. So that is where this location coding is being used. And apart from this, the storekeeper, if you look at one very important responsibility of a storekeeper or function of storekeeper is taking care of those stocks, storage and preservations. Okay, so the safety of the stores becomes very important. So what happens with safety? Like, there are so many things that happen. There may be an accident that may happen. Accident means there are so many aspects, right? Like safety and security. Like, wait, I'll give you a few areas like where safety of stocks come in. So what all can happen is materials is falling from the materials falling from racks, any removal of obstacles, like if there is any obstacle on the way, like you are going to do, in those cases also that will have any issues. Okay, and third one is injury arising from lifting heavy loads, because of the some injury may happen. Okay, then or it may be some collision which can happen, or falling off because of handling, any slipping like because of oil, grease, and injury because of the acids. Because there wherever like you will have a warning label, right? So, but if there is a warning label also sometimes like the nature of this it should have been fixed. Else like that can cause an injury. And though the handling people handling goods will be provided a boot, so sometimes it may drop. No, that also will happen. So these will be some safety. Accidents that can happen. So what they do is there is a security measures that has to be taken. So how do they do it is like generally they use cranes, forklift, truck. Okay, so those kind of measures which is being used, and you have to make sure like there is lot of space available for the issue counter in the issue counter, so that like there is no accidents that can happen. So there is a safety of material handling equipment. Okay. What is the safety of material handling equipment? What they can use is your cranes and forklift trucks, all these things will be used. Okay? And then the organization will have something called as stores manual. Stores manual is nothing but any all the stores manual is the written statement. Okay, of policies and procedure. What will be policies is policy is the guideline of like how the stores has to be maintained, what is that has to be followed. Whereas if you take the procedure is like when a stock comes in inside the stores, what has to be done. When it goes outside, what has to be done. All has to be done. Okay, so there is also something called as measurement of stores efficiency. What is called as stores efficiency. So we have a manual, and based on which like stores efficiency, stores efficiency index will be there. The stores efficiency index is number of requisitions delivered on time by total number of requisitions. This is your stores efficiency index. Then you have something called a storage loss index. Storage loss index is, suppose there is some inventory which you are losing. You are in losing because some damage is happening, or it goes obsolete, or there is some pilferage. So, how much of inventory value is getting lost divided by the average value of inventory? Value of inventory lost due to deterioration, obsolescence, pilferage by average value of inventory. So that is your storage loss. Next is obsolescence index, value of non-moving items. That means like no, it is not being used at all. Like no, it has become obsolete by total inventory value. This is all. Like probably we will take this to the. Take this. See.
Yes. Yes. Okay, sir. Yes, yes. എനിക്ക് അങ്ങനെ പേരോ
Next, next is your space utilization index. So how much area? See, why do we have the space utilization indexes? Sometimes what happens is you you will have a big store, but probably that is not being used. So though you have a big store, if it is not used, you are spending lot of money in terms of maintenance, and also like to rent it or for lease it. Some amount of money has been invested. Since that much of space is not being used, then it is called as the storage area is going to be bigger. You are being basically losing some money in it, which is not used efficiently. So space utilization index would be areas used for storage by total storage that is available. So that is what is called as a space utilization index. So these stores efficiency index, storage loss index, and obsolescence index, space utilization index. This is all is your part of measurement of stores efficiency. So the measurement of stores efficiency is done with on basis of all these things. So what will be the security measures for stores? Yes, guys, are you all with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Only very few yes I had to have. Hold on one minute.
Yes, ma'am.
What what is this stores efficiency index? Can anybody share with me? We were talking about it right now. Whoever was telling yes ma'am, yes ma'am. What is stores efficiency index?